So, time for another update on what's going on with Los Angeles Antifa. The LAPD is seeking information on the assailant and the stabbing at the anti-vaccination protest. One of the reasons I'm making this video is to clarify that earlier I thought maybe this guy, that he stabs, doesn't actually get hurt that bad. Turns out he was actually in critical condition, and they're trying to find the guy who did it. I guess in the video that I saw, maybe it was because it was in slow motion, and it occurs to me, rewatching it, he does wince and kind of dance around a little bit, but it turns out that he got stabbed in the other side of the chest, and there are some areas over there that even without a whole lot of penetration, you can get seriously hurt. Sources who would prefer to remain anonymous have stated that he actually was rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery, but anyway, the point is that he was in critical condition, and I wanted to clarify that he was actually seriously hurt. So people are trying to track this guy down, and pictures have been shared of him, with comparisons. Here's your guy, and then right here, same guy from another sequence, and then other pictures of him when he was in LA. I know that they've been able to find stuff on him, at the Wii Spa and all that, but there's your dude. So, in any case, let's just kind of look at it. It says, police are seeking public's assistance in identifying the assailant in the stabbing at Saturday's anti-vaccine protest near Los Angeles City Hall. The stabbing occurred at about 2 p.m. near 1st and Spring Streets, and the attacker used a knife or similar sharp object to stab a man in the upper right chest area, police said in a statement. The Los Angeles Fire Department took the victim to a local hospital in critical condition, police added. The Los Angeles Police Department's Central Area detectives are seeking information about the assailant, who appears in photos provided by the department to be of a white or Hispanic man with long blonde hair. He looks pretty white to me. In the photos, the assailant wearing a black bandana, black hoodie, black skinny jeans with holes in the knees, and white tennis shoes, police said. Anyone with information is asked to contact Central Area Detective Cheng at 213-996-1248. During non-business hours or on weekends, calls should be directed to the 877 LAPD 24/7, which is the other one anyway. Anyone wishing to remain anonymous could call the LA Regional Crime Stoppers, and they give the number for that too. So, the correction here is that no, not only did this guy stab somebody, he stabbed somebody in a manner that he needed to be rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery. So, if you have any information about him, obviously you could come forward, but, the primary point here is that Antifa wasn't trying to just, irritate this guy. They were trying to kill him. And despite, it's something that reminds me actually of the Michael Reinl, case when that happened, was that leading up to that, the Antifa types and the Antifa supporters would always share this, overused article that said that Antifa linked to 0 deaths or whatever in so many years, which I thought was kind of funny considering the fact that you wouldn't know if somebody was in Antifa and murdered anybody anyway, because they walk around anonymously all dressed in black bloc. So it was asinine to begin with, and then shortly thereafterwards, they did the dance with Michael Reinl, trying to say, well, he wasn't really Antifa, and then somebody else pointed out, actually found a social media post of his saying he was 100% Antifa. Then after he shot somebody, he tried to claim he wasn't a member of Antifa when he was being interviewed by Vox, but yeah, whatever, bullshit. So I think the real reason they haven't done a whole lot of damage is mostly just because of the fact that they haven't been able to. I also think it's worth talking for a moment about what this was about. Antifa is trying to frame this as if they were the innocent protesters in the situation who were being victimized, but nobody forced them to show up at this anti-mask rally. And as people have pointed out, it's kind of ironic that they would show up to protest, basically to interfere with a protest or rally, of people who are protesting against government overreach. Whether you agree with masks or not, LA Antifa has been sticking their nose in a whole lot of causes that don't really make a whole lot of anti-fascist sense. Unless they're just going, there to try to interfere with anybody who's patriotic, which doesn't really fall, that far from the possibility. So because, again, a lot of members of Antifa are radical communists. So anyway, I'm sorry that it took me so long to get this video out. I was actually researching for a video series, and I just got caught up in it because I've got to dig up like a bunch of different scholarly articles on the topic. But in any case, thanks for tuning in. Please like, please share, please subscribe, etc. And if you're gonna go out at these protests, be careful, guys. Things are starting to escalate. And I imagine eventually, that is the one thing that was kind of gratifying about all this, is that, while I may not agree with everything that these people are, believing, as far as the ones that Antifa showed up to go after again, it's still, Antifa's just been kind of roaming around in Los Angeles, attacking people, almost like they're just trying to show force in some way. I don't know if they're just trying to give themselves a reputation like they have in Portland or whatever, but, there was no point in this. Nobody was being a fascist at this rally. You can argue about being forced to wear masks. Well, if you're trying to tell me you're an anarchist and you're upset that people are protesting masks being mandated by the government, you might want to reconsider your ideological choices. Thanks for listening.